Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Continuing on with the vintage Saga Collection reviews, we're going to take a look at another figure from episode 4, A New Hope now. And this time around it's the clumsy Rhodian bounty hunter, Greedo. You may recognise this figure, if you're not a vintage Saga Collection fan, from the Saga Legends line from last year. Hasbro obviously thought that this figure was good enough for a re-release, so that's what we got in 2010. Personally for me, it wasn't that great seeing Greedo on a Saga Legends card back or seeing him re-released because, quite frankly, nothing cuts close to the vintage release. Once again, you've got a very cool card back with the retro Star Wars logo at the top and a very cool image of Greedo mid-conversation with Han Solo in the cantina. And then of course Greedo is locked away inside his plastic prison on the front of the card. Once again, this guy does indeed come in a protective star case, which has the Saga Collection logo down in the bottom corner. And on the back of the packaging you've got the very similar layout to today's vintage figures, with the original figure pictured at the side, obviously wearing his infamous green jumpsuit, which was nothing like the one he wore in the film. We've also got the description at the side and the rest of the figures pictured across the bottom. So once again, awesome packaging, and I'm really thankful that I was able to add all of the vintage Saga Collection figures to my collection, because these are just awesome collectibles. So there is Greedo's packaging. Onto the figure. It's no wonder really why Hasbro decided to re-release this guy, because once again this is the definitive version so far that Hasbro have released of Greedo. The only thing I would change about this figure is the waist jacket that he's wearing. As you can see, it's made out of this very weird sort of felt material, and it's a completely different colour to the stripes on the jumpsuit that he's wearing. Obviously in the film, and with past figures such as the Power of the Force Greedo, the jacket has matched the stripes on the jumpsuit, which in this case it's a very stark contrast. You know, you've got a very orange jumpsuit and very yellow stripes. That's just me being nitpicky, I suppose, because the figure still looks great regardless. The one thing I love more than anything else about this figure is the head sculpt, as it's incredibly accurate. Perhaps his eyes are a little bit too big, or the face is a little bit narrow. I can't really make my mind up, but it's still a pretty damn good likeness, and you've got all that really cool texture and shading effect on the head. And in terms of accessories, he just comes with a simple blaster pistol, which he used to shoot first. No, I'm only joking, hand shot first, we all know that, surely. The blaster pistol can be removed from the hand, and you'll see that underneath the waistcoat you will see a belt with a holster attached, and the blaster can very nice and tightly fit inside there, like so. Now, another thing that I really like about this figure is the fact that the hand has actually been sculpted so that the blaster just slots straight in. As you can see, the thumb and the rest of the hand are actually connected, so it creates this gap to actually slot the weapon into, and that's very sturdy, and it makes the figure hold the blaster a lot nice and tighter. So Hasbro get a full thumbs up on that. Something I'd have liked to have seen carried over from the Power of the Force line is when we saw the second version of Greedo in, I believe it was 1998, when you removed his jacket, you'd actually got the gun or the blaster wound, obviously from when he gets shot in the cantina. But that's something that's absent on this figure, but something I would really like to have seen carried over, but beggars can't be choosers. To wrap this review up, we're going to run through the articulation, and this guy is, once again, superb. Ball jointed neck, ball hinged shoulders, elbows and swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball hinged knees and ball hinged ankles. So really, you couldn't ask for anything more with this figure. As I said, the only thing I would change, and it's me being really nitpicky about him, is the waist jacket colour. But other than that, awesome figure. Certainly one that I'd recommend adding to your collection. You're going to be hard pressed to find the vintage Saga Collection release of this guy in your local store. So obviously if you want a Greedo in your collection, then I would recommend tracking down the Saga Legends 2010 release, as it's a lot more common and a lot cheaper as well. So yeah, there we go. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed having a look at the Rhodian Bounty Hunter Greedo from the Vintage Saga Collection, and I'll be back with more reviews from this line very soon. Until next time, as always, keep collecting, and may the force be with you.